Good afternoon, everybody. Today, what we are going to be diving into is ChatGPT Browsing. It is a new feature that is part of ChatGPT 4, and right now they're just rolling out access. And Mark and I requested access, and we got it. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be looking at browsing and kind of showing you guys as real estate agents how this can be really helpful in a couple of really important ways. And then from there, I'm going to show you something that I learned as far as kind of tooling around as far as what browsing cannot yet do. But what browsing essentially is within ChatGPT 4 is it's essentially, let's say we were going to be looking at just going to google.com and we were typing in ChatGPT plugins for Google Doc, right? And then we come up with all of these listings of different places that we can go, all the different websites, and then we have to manually open them up and kind of parse or understand and look through all the information. Well, what ChatGPT browsing is going to do for us is it is going to cut out that entire process and allow us to do some really incredible things. So yesterday we got access to browsing, and I'll just pull up a new tab. And so on the very middle of the top, you can see that I have access to browsing as one of the models that I have access to. Now, I went ahead and I pre-built out a couple of things because I want to show you guys some really cool concepts. So the very first thing that I did when we were browsing is I just started out with a pretty generic prompt, but I wanted to see what the capabilities of ChatGPT 4's browsing is. And I wanted to see if it was able to understand or read things like Google Docs. And so I said, please take this document of information from URL. And then I shared a Google Doc URL and I said, and summarize it. So once it starts browsing, it pops out with this little drop down and it's going to showcase the process of it going. And I'll dive into this live in just a second. But after it does that, I realized that it looks like Google Docs is actually not something that is able to pull from. Now, best I can understand is it's probably because, yes, that is a URL, but ChatGPT is actually browsing the internet. It's not browsing URLs specifically. I know that there's kind of some nuance there. Mark and I kind of went back and forth with his understanding of computer engineering, computer programming, and my understanding of what browsing and a URL means. But like I said, it's very similar to the physical process of going to a search engine and looking through all of the different websites that are housed, going into that website and consuming that data. So that's what it's doing. It's not necessarily pulling that specific URL. So when it did that, it said, I'm sorry, I can't actually read this document. And it does know what the document is, but it's not available or not visible for it to use. So I thought that was really interesting as far as right off the cuff, not being able to do that. So then I started thinking to myself, okay, well, what if I take this document and I save it as an HTML file? So I gave it that file. Now, unfortunately, that means that it is housed on my computer. It's locally housed, it's like saved to my device, and that's not browsing either. So those are two really just important things to kind of note off the cuff that ChatGPT is not able to do with the browsing feature. I thought that was really interesting. And again, so I gave it this local URL, and again, it's not a URL, it's a file within my C drive on my computer. Again, not a URL. It's not browsing the internet. It's not using a searching feature. So I thought that was really interesting. And it, quipped back, I apologize. The model can't do that. And so I said, okay. Well, let me try one more thing. And I went ahead and I gathered the document and I plugged it into my Google Drive. And I said, okay, what about Google Drive? Because I can open up these files off the internet. And So I shared that URL, and again, it pops out this browsing. It knows what it is, the ultimate ChatGPT guide for real estate agents. This is a document that Mark and I have put together for real estate agents, and it is pretty well wide sweeping as far as content that you would ever need to know about ChatGPT. If you're interested in it, I'll throw a link down in the description for you to gain access to that. But it was also unable to do that. So now we have 3 use cases of moments when ChatGPT browsing is not going to work. So it's not going to work for Google Documents. It's not going to work for documents housed in Google Drive, and it's not going to work for documents housed internally on your device. That's pretty good to know, but you might be asking yourself, okay, Cody, that's helpful where it can't work, but where can it work? I'm sure it can't work on a lot of places. So I went ahead and shared this example on our Instagram page the other day. If you didn't catch it, this is your opportunity. But I want to show you guys how we could use ChatGPT browsing. So previously in some other videos, and I will actually link the video right here in the card where I talk about this. There were a lot of gurus or experts in the ChatGPT space, and if you followed along at any point or any length of time, I personally don't believe that ChatGPT in the November, December, January, February, March, 5 months that it's been out publicly, we have had enough time for anyone to be an expert. I don't believe it. And it seems like there's a lot of these experts who are already popping up, and I think they are just full of junk. They are leading you astray. And so that is your warning. Now, I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm fumbling along this process as we go, as you saw with me learning what you shouldn't be doing. And my goal with these videos is to share with you what I'm doing, how I'm applying ChatGPT to my business, and how you as a real estate agent could do the same. So that's just like a call to arms that, don't trust everyone on the internet. And how they were leading you astray is by saying, oh, you can just plug in a URL and it'll spit out property descriptions. And that was not the case. Until browsing happened, we could not do that. ChatGPT was making fictitious data or fictitious property descriptions that did not match. And ultimately, if you didn't apply, there it is, capital D, discernment. There's your vocab word for me for today. You were going to start, gathering information that was wrong. But we have browsing now, so we can now do things like this. So I asked it to write a listing description based on the information found in a URL. Now, this URL is to one of our friends' websites, and pretty standard, pretty classic listing. It shows some images of the house, the price, and then it gives the breakdown, right? We all have these. We all love these. We all see these. I asked it to write a listing description. So when it did, it started using the browsing feature, and then it writes the listing description for me. Boom, just like that. Now I have a pretty good listing description. Now, because I'm still a little skeptical, I am grateful that it gave me the listing information. And so now what I was able to do is go back and validate. All right, well, it got the price right. All right, well, it got the number of bedrooms right. It got the number of bathrooms right. Well, that's pretty cool. Square footage, we can keep going. It was able to grab the correct details. Hey, that means browsing does, in a sense, work. And let's look at this listing description that it was able to write. So welcome to the perfect starter home. And then it gives the address. Nested in a popular, growth, and well-established neighborhood, that fabulous starter home offers immense potential for an investment property or an opportunity to build your dream home on a generous sized lot. Hey, that's pretty good. They're starting to bring you into this description. It's getting you excited. It's getting you involved in what this could be. And we as real estate agents like to paint those pictures, because how best can we sell a client into a property? By giving them that dream. What is their dream? Where do they want to live? What future do they want to make? Now, how does this property help them follow that path? How does it help them solve that equation? And then we're not selling the house as the real estate agent. We're just giving them opportunities to invest in that dream that they have for the future. Makes selling very easy. And that's the fun part of it, right? And that's how you, as a real estate agent, get to help your clients become contractor closed buyers. And then their past clients, you do enough with them, give them that world-class client experience that Mark and I talk about in our book, Our Best Workflow Secrets. They're going to come back again and again. And that's how you make a great business. Little side tangent, but property description goes on. Listing information is great. That means that this was really great. So that's awesome. I feel like that gives us some really big roots to work on. So what I want to do now is I want to show you guys what this looks like live. And we're going to we're going to use this. We're going to stop here and we're going to start on this deep dive into how you can use ChatGPT browsing to help you with your description. So I am going to steal this again. Write a listing description based on the information found at, and that's really all the prompt you need. Now, I went back to our friend's website and I went under their listings and I found another listing, and this one was also just sold. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab the URL and come back over here into ChatGPT, plug the URL in, and we're going to play it live, right? So ChatGPT is going to start working. You see this little browsing thing. Now you can click the drop down and it's going to kind of show you the process in which it is enacting. So it's clicking on, it's reading the content. Once it reads all of the content, then it'll move to that next step, which hopefully I can pander as it processes, and it finishes browsing. Haha. All right. And now it's going to start spitting out that property, or the listing description rather. And so this one, experience luxury living at the heart of Cloverdale with the stunning Scandinavian inspired 2-bed, 2-bath townhome, Hawthorne by Mosaic. All right, well, let's see what we've got here. It is Hawthorne by Mosaic. It is a 2-bed, 2-bath, nice work, luxury townhome. You got that right. Hey, this is a pretty cool townhome. Someone walked away with a deal. 710. Let's see if it gives me the price. There we go. 710. It's a townhome, 2-bed, 2-bath. We know that. Parking, total parking. Let's see if that is listed. 2 parking spots. All right. And oh, you know what? Let's check that MLS number as well. R2726875. Hope you remember that. R2726875. Cool. So ChatGPT was able to do it. So this is really cool. I think that obviously writing those listing descriptions now becomes incredibly easy with ChatGPT, especially using the browsing. But this is just one way in which we as real estate agents can start to utilize or leverage ChatGPT in our business to expedite things. So realistically, what I could do now is, let's assume this was not sold and was a live listing. I could take this listing description and I could start building it into my content. Maybe I've already seeded information all about the people that I am going to be working with, all of my current clients, and maybe their likes, their dislikes, how they like to be communicated. And I can ask ChatGPT to write an email to a potential buyer for this listing. And now we have our listing description, and ChatGPT is going to write the email that we could send out to them that is going to entice them to book a showing with us. Hey, how about that? That's really cool. And we can start to leverage things like that, so that it starts writing all of our emails. Now, again, I'm going to please ask you, apply discernment, read through this email. Don't just copy it and send it to your leads. that's not good form. Maybe there's something that's not quite right in here. Plus, it doesn't have your personal touch. So the thing about ChatGPT or AI in general is it's going to help us move with speed, yes, but the thing that is inherently human about you and how you work as a real estate agent is that you have a specific way of speaking. You have a specific way of talking, of telling stories. You have a specific way of showing up for those customers. And you can't duplicate that with AI as easily. And so you need to really capitalize on this to build out the foundation and then tweak it just a little bit to make it custom to them by you, and then send it. That's the best way to do it. And that's the way I'm going to always suggest that you do it. So now it's gotten this. And let's see, I hope this email finds you well. See, really generic. I hate when emails start out that way. As a real estate professional, I'm excited. Now, I will note, because this was a new tab, it doesn't know anything about me. It doesn't know anything about my team, my business, who I'm working with. That's all seeded information that if you were properly giving ChatGPT, it would be able to work much more efficiently. And it would say, oh, thank you so much for, I'm a I'm a real estate agent who specializes in luxury townhomes. I know that we've been working together for yada yada, and I found this property I think you're going to appreciate, Mike. So we're able to, again, add that nuance to it. Modern kitchen, townhome spacious deck, invites guests for gatherings, evenings unwind with a beautiful living room and large sliders, pet friendly, gives us the price. I would love to provide you with more details and schedule a private showing. Good, call to action. And that's not too bad. Here's another thing that you could do with it. Thanks. Can you please create a Facebook and Instagram post for this property? Jesus. You guys know by now that I sometimes cannot speak and type, so I appreciate you fumbling along with me. Please include the most critical details, as well as 3 of the most appropriate hashtags. So now we've got our listing description, we've got our email to send to our people, and boom, now we have a Facebook post. It's got some emojis, it's utilizing hashtags. It also has an Instagram post. Again, it's got some of the most important details. It's utilizing hashtags. It's even telling us where we should swipe a photo and apply it for our Instagram. Now, how easy was that to get to move through our process? And all of this took what, maybe 20 minutes, if that, and that's with me talking, right? And if we are able to do things in a fraction of time, if we're able to move with speed, now my entire afternoon is free and I can reinvest in my social media content, reinvest in providing my past clients with incredible experiences that make them remember me and remember how great it was working with me. Maybe even tell a friend about me. I can do more business. I can show more properties. All of these things open up opportunities for us to scale and grow our business, and it does it in an organic way that's not stressful. We didn't have to sit down and apply creativity to it. We just had to know which information to feed in. We had to know what information we could seed in, and then we had to know how to apply it properly using prompts. And I think that this is an incredible way that you can utilize ChatGPT. And I'm just so excited for what browsing is going to bring to us as real estate agents and how we are going to be utilizing it in the industry. But realistically, that is what I wanted to show you guys today. Like I said, this isn't going to be a long video, but I do think that it is incredible to see ChatGPT 4's browsing capabilities, to see how it's able to take that content, to see a couple case studies of what it can't do, and see how we can directly apply it in real estate. But other than that, that's what I've got today. What I would love for you to do is like this video, share with some of your friends who are looking at leveraging ChatGPT in the real estate business, and then do me a favor, comment below what you're using ChatGPT for in your real estate business. What processes are you grinding through? Do you have access to browsing? And if so, how are you using browsing in your business? But I'm so grateful for you guys stopping by, and I hope this was really helpful. And I hope you have a really great day.